Imagine a world without Iron Man, a world without Tony Stark, a world without the man who changed the course of history. But it wasn't always like this. Today we're diving deep into the life of Tony Stark, a man whose genius, passion, and relentless drive didn't just reshape his own destiny, it changed the world. This is his story. Born into a world of technology and innovation, Tony Stark's path was never ordinary. But what really made him the hero we know today? And how did a man who once created weapons of destruction become the one who saved the universe? Stick around and we'll uncover the secrets to Tony Stark's transformation. But first, let's take a look at his humble beginnings. Tony Stark wasn't born a hero. He was born to Howard Stark, a brilliant inventor, but not exactly the warm, loving father figure Tony needed. Imagine growing up in the shadow of a genius who pushed you to succeed, but never offered the support you craved. From an early age, Tony was expected to be nothing less than perfect. And this pressure? It stayed with him for years. Growing up, Tony felt lonely, isolated in the grand mansion of his father's estate. The expectations were high, and for young Tony, it wasn't just about being a genius. It was about finding a way to prove he was worthy of his father's love and admiration. But what does that pressure do to a person? Let's jump forward. Tony Stark, now an adult, is a billionaire, a playboy, and a weapons manufacturer. He's on top of the world, until one fateful day in Afghanistan. Tony is kidnapped by terrorists, and the very weapons he designed to protect are used to hold him captive. But here's the twist. He wasn't defeated. He wasn't broken. In a moment of sheer desperation, Tony did something extraordinary. In a dark, grimy cave, with nothing but scrap metal and wires, he built the first Iron Man suit. He didn't just escape captivity, he transformed his life and in doing so, transformed the world. This was the beginning of Tony Stark's redemption. The man who once built weapons of war now built armor for peace. Imagine the shift in his mindset. What would you do if you were faced with death? Would you fall victim to fear, or would you rise up and create something incredible? Tony chose the latter, and that choice led to the creation of Iron Man. Here's the lesson. You don't have to be perfect to make a difference. Tony Stark didn't start as a hero, but through his struggle he found his purpose. Just like Tony, we all have the ability to transform our lives, to change the course of our future. All it takes is one moment, one decision. What's stopping you from making that decision today? As we reach the climax of Tony Stark's journey, we see him not just fight for himself, but for the entire world. The Avengers, the greatest team of heroes ever assembled, are facing their most dangerous foe, Thanos. And here's where Tony Stark, the billionaire, the playboy, the inventor, becomes a true hero. Tony Stark, knowing the stakes, made the ultimate sacrifice. In the final battle, he wielded the Infinity Stones, the most powerful objects in the universe, and in doing so, he saved us all. But the cost was his life. Tony Stark didn't just die, he gave everything for the greater good. Tony's final act wasn't just about saving the universe. It was about teaching us that true greatness comes from sacrifice. He didn't hold back. He didn't choose comfort. He chose to give everything for the ones he loved and for the world he promised to protect. Think about it for a moment. How far are you willing to go for something you believe in? Are you ready to sacrifice comfort, to take risks, to change the world like Tony did? Because the greatest legacy isn't built on success alone. It's built on sacrifice, on moments of courage when no one else is watching. Tony Stark didn't die a failure. He died as a hero, and we can all live like heroes in our own way. So, the question is, what are you willing to sacrifice today for your dreams? Here's a fun question for you. What if Tony Stark hadn't been captured by the terrorists? How do you think his life would have turned out? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's see what you think. Before we end, remember this from Tony Stark's journey. You are capable of greatness. Your challenges may seem overwhelming, but they are the very moments that will shape your destiny. Now, if you want to hear more about how other legendary creators like Tom and Jerry changed the world, check out my next video. Their story is one of passion, perseverance, and purpose. You won't want to miss it. Click the video and let's keep the inspiration going. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, you too can change the world.